Just tell me we just called it.
All I knew this morning when I woke is I know something now, I did it before. And all I've seen since 18 hours ago, screen eyes and freckles in your smile, in the back of my mind making you feel right. I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know, you know, you know, you. 'Cause all I know is we saw you, and your eyes looking like honey. All I know is a simple name. Everything has changed. All I know is you held the door. You'll be mine and I'll be yours. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed. No one wants to told painted blue. I'll take him down, and open up the door for you. And all I feel in my stomach is butterflies, the beautiful kind, picking up a lost time, taking flight, making me feel like I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better know. I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better know. I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better know. I just wanna know, you know, you know, you.
Dad's right there. I feel.
Lily, this way. Lily.
We are joyfully gathered here today to witness and celebrate the joining of two lives in marriage. David and Hailey have invited us to rejoice with them and share in the creation of this important union created out of friendship, respect, and love. On behalf of Hailey and David, I'd like to welcome you and thank you all for sharing in the celebration of their love. Each of you has enriched their lives with your love, guidance, and encouragement. It will always be treasured. David, will you have Hailey as your wedded wife, to be your friend and companion, to share your life and your love as you promise to give her your care and respect through all the days of your lives? I will. Hailey, will you have David as your wedded husband, to be your friend and companion, to share your life and your love as you promise to give him your care and respect through all the days of your lives? I will. David and Hailey, today you're surrounded by your family and friends, all of whom have gathered to witness your marriage and celebrate with you. Acknowledging the past as preparation allows you to step most gracefully into the present. Be generous in reminding one another of what a blessing your relationship is. Therefore, remember to do the simple and beautiful things that will make this love a treasure. Laugh often, play, focus on what you want, and entice your intentions into being. And finally, be thankful for one another. Love is a gift, always. Open your heart, open your hands, open your eyes, and allow the radiance of this love to utterly and endlessly illuminate you. The union of Hailey and David brings together two families whose love, support, and strength will enrich their lives together. I'd like to say a word to the parents of David and Hailey. Oh, please be seated.
Thank you.
Except for the parents, will you stand? On behalf of your son and daughter, I would like to thank you for your love and care. Inasmuch as your son David and your daughter Hailey have agreed to become husband and wife and to establish a home of their own, will you give them your blessing in this union and do all in your power and strength to help them fulfill their vows to each other and carry out their responsibilities as husband and wife? Will each of you accept your daughter-in-law as your daughter and your son-in-law as your son, and let your love surround them and uphold them without reservation? Please respond with, "We will."
We will.
We will.
Please be seated. We will now have a reading of My Promise of Love to You by Dorothy Coughlin. Their reader is Hailey Marie, the sister of Hailey.
I promise to give you the best and ask of you no more than you can give. I promise to accept you the way you are. I fell in love with you for the qualities, abilities, and outlook on life that you have, and I won't try to reshape you in any different image. I promise to respect you as a person with your own interests, desires, and needs, and to realize that those are sometimes different, but no less important than my own. I promise to share with you my time, my close attention, and to bring joy and strength and imagination into our relationship. I promise to keep myself open to you, to let you see through the window of my personal world into my innermost fears and feelings, secrets and dreams. I promise to grow along with you, to be willing to face change as we both change in order to keep our relationship alive and exciting. And finally, I promise to love you in good times and in bad, with all that I have to give and all that I feel inside, in the only way I know how, completely and forever.
David and Hailey have shared many things. Even before they knew each other, they shared much. Though they didn't know it, their lives became intertwined at Cal State Monterey. Then the thread of their lives parted briefly, only to touch again at San Diego State University. So entangled that David lived across the street from Hailey's favorite beach. I believe it's Law Street Beach, although I could be mistaken. The same area where he surfed, she walked. The house he lived in, she parked across the street from. Their first date didn't make much of an impression, but the second one did. The second date seems to be where they realize that, well, this might not be a passing fad. David had a winnowing process when it came to dating. He'd take his dates on a hike to a place called Torrey Pines, and there were two loops, the short one and the long one. No dates had made the long hike yet, and if the young ladies washed out, well, he figured they weren't interested. They didn't make the cut. Hailey did. She didn't even hesitate. She kept up the whole time. It wasn't the hike, though, that got really David's attention. It was what Hailey said or asked. David's used to young ladies being impressed with him being a surfer and a golfer. Hailey wasn't. She called him out, as he said. She didn't take what he said at face value. She wanted to know rather, why he surfed. She didn't swoon like the other ladies. Hailey is, I would say, an observer. So she didn't date much, as I understand it. She'd glance over at some young man and go, not much there, and carry on. What Hailey wasn't aware of was that this hike was a test, if you will. But she noticed something as well, something they both noticed, that they both remember. They talked. Non-stop. No awkward silences, no idle prattle, and the conversation ranged wide and deep. The things they shared, they'd never shared on a date, let alone on a second date. And so the journey began then to here today. Now, David is a thoughtful and sometimes, I think, strategic young man, and he'd planned to pop the question, shall we say, for quite a while. But he wanted to make sure that he had permission, so he asked the parents, the grandparents, I understood neighbors, passerby, anybody he could find to make sure that there was no protesting. It took him weeks to find the ring. He told Hailey he couldn't afford a ring and it would be a while. He set everything up just so. It's his 30th. He's already made an epic golf trip to Palm Springs on his 30th without Hailey. And she's pretty poopy-faced about it. She wants their time. So he agrees to go for a short overnight trip. He condescends. To Dana Point, stay with the grandparents, you know. Little did she know. The day arrives. They take a walk on their favorite beach in La Jolla. And he proposes. She's enchanted. Who wouldn't be? And agrees. They head on up to Dana Point and take a little segue to go for a walk in the harbor, where the rest of it comes out. It's all a ruse. They're not staying at the condo. They're going to Catalina, their favorite place, where before, on a trip with their siblings, they'd fallen in love. It was hard for them to tell me what they liked and loved about each other because they seem to love everything about each other. They feel they're a lot alike. And in fact, while we sat chatting, they finished sentences for each other, so I would have to agree. And it's this connection, this love, that brings us here today. For when two people pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, they create a unique spirit, a spirit which binds them closer than any spoken or written words. The purpose of marriage is to create a loving partnership in which you can express your intimate thoughts and emotions. It's a promise of a life together, created in the hearts of two people who love each other. It's physical, emotional, spiritual. It offers opportunities for sharing and growing that no other relationship can equal. A good marriage is created through mutual respect and understanding. It serves as a basis for an everlasting friendship. How very fortunate you are to have found one another. Help each other through all the challenges of life. Encourage each other to embrace all the warmth and joys of life and of people. Build your relationship on fulfilling each other's needs with patience and understanding. Support your partner's goals, purpose, and spirit. David and Hailey, cherish each other and the love you share. May your future bring you everlasting happiness. Hailey and David, are you prepared to say your vows? David, will you make your vow to Hailey?
Hailey K, my fiance, my girl, my pouty pants, my EG, my trouble, my best friend. These are just a few of the names I've had for you over the years that I've loved. But the name that I'm going to love the most is my wife. I'm so stoked to have you as my wife. From our first date, it was undeniable the connection that we shared. We've always loved to talk with each other and share every part of our lives with each other. It's one of the many things that I love about you. I will never forget when I got your engagement ring. I was so excited and stoked about it. The first thing I did without hesitation was pull out my phone and try to call you. Thankfully, I quickly realized what I was about to do and I put my phone back in my pocket. But that is just the kind of relationship that we have. I want to share everything with you, and you're always the first person I think to call. The last 5 years have been incredible with you. It's crazy to think how fast the time has flown by. The only way that I can describe it is like when you mark your calendar because you have an amazing day planned. The kind of day that you look forward to for months and literally X out each day until it arrives. That is what every day feels like with you. Every day is a day that I can't wait to spend with you. And now I can't wait to spend these days with you as my wife. I promise to make every day with you as my wife amazing. I promise to love you with all my heart and always be by your side. To listen to you and be there for you whenever you need me, in good times and in bad. I promise to be kind and understanding, to be faithful and caring, to share and communicate what's on my mind. But most of all, I promise to be the man of your dreams, as you are the woman of mine. I'm so proud to have you as my wife. I can't wait to continue our amazing life together and with our families by our side. I love you, Hailey, and I love every day with you.
Hailey, will you make your vow today?
David, from the moment I met you, I knew there was something different about us. I felt something I'd never felt before. I had a gut feeling that we were meant to be. That with us, it was just going to be effortless. As time went by and I got to know you better, I learned what a caring, loving, silly, honest, genuine, adventurous, truly amazing man you are. And still, 5 years later, I still feel the same way about us, that we were meant to be. Every day I'm so amazed at how well we fit together. Everything we want out of life, our morals and values are the same, and even the small everyday things that we enjoy. I love how amazing our communication is. I love how you are the first person I want to share things with. I love that you are always there to listen and support me. I love that you understand me sometimes better than I understand myself. I love that we are silly together and how much fun we have just doing simple life things. I love that I can see how much you love me just from the look in your eyes when you look at me. I am so grateful to have found you. I really do feel that we're soulmates. You are my best friend and my one true love. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to always love you, to listen to you, to support you, to grow with you, and always be Team Hailey David. I love you always.
May I have the rings? As tokens of their marriage, David and Hailey have selected rings. These rings are an outward sign of an inward relationship. Wear them proudly as they represent your marriage. As the ring is a perfect circle without end, it's the wish and hope of all here that your marriage will be as perfect and never ending. Let these rings symbolize the devotion and commitment each holds for the other. These rings, given in love, are a testimony to all that bear witness that Hailey and David are truly joined together as husband and wife. Will you take each other's left hand now? David, as you place this ring on Hailey's finger, please repeat this vow. I give you this ring with all my heart and with all my love. Hailey, as you place this ring on David's finger, please repeat this vow. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
with all my heart
with all my heart
and all my love. As witnessed by your family and friends, it is my pleasure to pronounce you, David, and you, Hailey, to be husband and wife, lovers and friends for life. You may kiss the bride. Go into the world and fulfill your lives. Hold fast your ideals. Give to one another new experiences of joy. Challenge one another that you may grow. May the love you hold for each other, now sealed in marriage, continue to mature, that your life together may be a source of strength and inspiration to the community of your family and to the wider circle of the world. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Brew.
You believe me when I say this love will never fade away. Oh, because you are the best thing. You are the best thing.
We have one little bit of logistics. We would like all of the guests to please take the sidewalk around to the front entrance for the buffet. Thank you.